All right. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We've got 2 of us here today. And you guys will have to let us know if there is any echo. We're trying not to have that. Let's see. So we are all here together. Let's see if we can adjust this a little bit down lower. And we're going to try painting with a toothbrush. So Sammy is on the camera to your right. Good morning, Tina. Good morning, Tammy. And thank you so much. You became a member. Welcome. That's awesome. Super cool. All right. Let's see. So Sammy is over to the right on the white. Put your hand in there, Sammy, and say hi. And then I'm over on the blue. And so just to give a rundown of everything that we've got here. Good morning, Mary Jane. Yeah, you guys are just going to have to hang with us and see if we get technical difficulties or what happens here, but we'll see. So we have Santorini stones. So Sammy picked a tall, skinny one. I have kind of a shorter, fat one. So we're going to have kind of different results based on that. We both have a toothbrush. We have a dotting tool. And then we have an assortment of paints. This one dried up and I didn't clean it out. But so we're going to be using some greens. These 2 greens are very similar, so I don't know how that'll play out, but kind of dark and light. And then we have some colors for ornaments that Sammy picked out. So he picked out blue, red, yellow, and gold. So this is going to be a pretty, pretty Christmas tree. Good morning, Tammy. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to dip very lightly into the dark green with kind of the tip of the toothbrush. If you're painting along with us, if you're brave enough to try this with us. So we're going to tip lightly into there and then also into the lighter. So we have a little bit of mixture. And then I'm just going to tap a little bit here so I don't have any little excess coming off. And then we're going to get right in here and start. Oh, I didn't get enough paint. There we go. Go ahead, Sammy. You could do it too.
No, it's Teams. Teams open.
Just close it. That you can close. All right, so we're gonna dip in here and start going. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna help Sammy with something. All right, we're back in town here. Let's see. Okay, dip in, and we're gonna start at the top so we have that kind of point, and we're gonna work our way to make kind of that triangular and just keep back and forth, dipping like this. So I think I'm gonna kind of maybe get the outer shape of my tree first, just because that way I don't go too wonky. I can already see I have a tendency to go right. I lean to the right when I do these designs.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
So I'm going to kind of get the shape of my tree in here like this. And I'm going to go all the way to the bottom since we didn't bring any brown to make like a tree stump.
Oh, yeah, we didn't.
I'm just going to go all the way to the corner of my rock. Don't be afraid of the paint, Sammy. Just go for it.
Oh, did the whole thing?
Yep. See how I'm doing the tree all the way down to the bottom?
Yep.
Okay.
Even in the light green?
Yeah, you can dip in the light green and the dark green.
Ooh, that makes a really cool color.
So I guess this is a good example of us embracing the imperfection, right? Because it's a toothbrush and we're just going to kind of go for it. And the toothbrush is going to create the cool tree look.
Yeah.
So
I got a lot of light green.
That's okay.
I have to mix it in now.
The Sammy and I think he has a lot of light green. That's okay because we can come back and make layers here.
So do I just start filling in the tree?
Right. So just light kind of brush strokes, I guess. I don't even know how to explain it. I'm kind of putting pressure going down and almost kind of slamming the toothbrush down a little bit. Not slamming it. That's a little violent. But I want to fill this all in, but you can kind of see how there's some nice brush strokes there. It makes it look like a tree. It looks kind of furry and fuzzy and gives it texture. That's the word I'm looking for. So trying to fill in all my white spots in the middle and then give a little bit of edge along the side of the trees.
I do a little bit of light strokes.
Tell them what you
plateau. It's not connected. On me.
Okay, so I'm going to let this breathe a little bit while Sammy's still doing his because you can see it's got wet spots on here. Let's see, let's give a little bit of a zoomed look at both of these. So you can see mine. It's a little bit wet still, so I'm going to let that kind of dry before I come in with another layer to give it more texture. And then classroom, we could do it just about anything. Fun thing to do with the kids. So now I'm going to dip more into the lighter green just to try and give it a little bit more texture.
I'm doing like little dots on mine. Make it look cool.
And you can see by adding that lighter green in, let me give you guys a little bit of a zoom again. Let's see here. You can see adding that lighter green in gives it a little bit more texture. But you do have to be careful not to brush too much or it starts to blend in. So you can see how this is kind of blending in. So let's see. Sounds like Sammy made a mistake over here. What's going on there, Sammy?
I made it all the way on the side of the rock. And I'm trying to make the tree more sturdy. We're still muted. We're still
Add a little bit more green, the lighter green to yours, and that'll give it some more contrast. Which I'm muddling around quite a bit. So you do have to be careful about making sure that the paint is dry. Because if that bottom layer is... Oh, sorry about that. Looks like we froze up for a second there. I don't know what happened.
We did.
We're back. We're here.
I'm trying. That's what I have so far.
That looks good. Does it need to dry a little bit, maybe? You guys are probably getting a good giggle on the other end of this because we did some testing with my big son last night trying to figure out how to not echo because Sammy is sitting literally behind me at his desk. And it was really tricky, and I don't think we quite mastered it. So I'm trying to go back and forth between muting him and muting me so that it doesn't echo on your guys' end. And oh my gosh, you guys are awesome for coming along for the ride. I've got a little X. And whenever you see that you've got a little bit too much of any one color green, you could dip in one of the darker greens and kind of get in there and add some more texture. So this is fun stuff. Oh, Sammy's using a technique. He's splattering. Look at that. Let me YouTube videos of people doing this, and one of them at the end, she splattered white paint. She had a black background in here, and then she splattered white paint over it like it was snowing. It was pretty cool. But I wasn't sure we were up for that at this stage of the game. So
It was getting too late.
Maybe we should have picked an easier design for our first live. So I'm gonna
Like a different type of thingy.
now I'm gonna take so I'm gonna take a little bit of a different idea here. Let me show you what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna create some texture by dipping in the darker paint and then kind of tapping it
smart.
On the tree. Tap, 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 just to add a little bit more
pizzazz.
Pizzazz, Sammy says. It's adding some more pizzazz.
Pizzazz. After I do that and sprinkle it, I'm gonna go down.
Okay, so I'm tapping with the toothbrush. Maybe I'll tap and drag like this. And you can kind of drag, you know how a tree has kind of that curved. So that's where I'm going to try and tap and drag, tap and drag, tap and drag. Let's add Sammy back in here, see what he's doing. He's tapping away.
I sprinkled it, and then I stroke it, and then hey, my mic isn't working. It isn't. Come on, my mic isn't working. You
Yeah, I could say some Spanish.
Yay! No, it isn't. Host has muted your mic. Hello? It's not working.
Okay.
I'm doing a few strokes.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going with it. Maybe this is like therapy hour, right? Like you just have to like go for it. Mary Jane, I know perfectionism is a thing for you, so maybe this is therapy for you to like fight the perfectionism and just be messy. Which is kind of fun. And it's looking kind of like a tree. I mean,
Is it good to
look at that.
like dip in all the greens?
It's got yes, Sammy, you can use all the greens. But I've got some good texture going there from kind of tapping, and I'm going to take the lighter green and come back in.
I'm doing a few strokes.
This is so funny because you guys think I know what I'm doing. I am not a real artist, or I'm not a trained artist. Let's put it that way.
You're a trained artist.
Who says what's real? I guess anybody can have a YouTube channel. Anybody can go on the internet and say they know something, right? Just know that I don't claim to know. You're on the journey with me here. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, good. Mary Jane says it's good therapy and she's having fun with it. Yay. I'm just going for it. I have no idea. But I think it's starting to kind of take shape. It's got some texture to it, and we'll get to a point of ornaments here soon.
Yeah, but we have to let our trees dry first.
And our local rock group is having a paint party next weekend. It snuck up on me. I thought we had like 2 weeks, but it's actually next weekend. And one of the things that we do at our paint parties is we do a secret rock exchange. So we used to do it where everybody just brought a finished rock, a sealed rock, but then it got to be kind of not a popularity contest, but when you could see the rocks, certain ones were more popular than others, and it was tricky. So now we have everybody wrap them or put them in like a gift bag. And we do this at all the seasons, not just Christmas time. We do it for Valentine's and what else do we do? St. Patrick's Day. We do a summer party, but we have everybody do a finished sealed rock and have them gift wrap it so that it's a surprise. And then we either give out tickets or we draw numbers or do it by table. And everybody that brought a rock gets to go get a gift from the table and open it up. So it's like a secret rock exchange. So Sammy and I were talking this morning that maybe these rocks will be our rock exchange rocks, because that would be fun.
Can maybe win one of our rocks.
Well, it'd be nice if they could come to our party, but
not everybody can.
So, but I could also see where this could be a case of, when do you stop? When do you just chill out and let it go and stop attacking and adding more and more and more?
It's hard.
Because it definitely, I'm just kind of going back and forth with the different colors.
I'm just keep doing more strokes
to add some texture here.
I'm just doing like from the middle. I'm gonna draw a little line and just keep going like downward. Like so far. I'm trying to make like a triangle diagonal, like go out like that. So keep drawing this little line right here, and I keep going like that and down and down and down. So that just helps me to through the whole thing to have that line. So it's pretty helpful.
So he's got a nice line. He was saying that he used a center line down his tree to kind of help guide him to where the center of the tree was.
Which is really helpful. I keep doing like strokes and get that middle line and then do the strokes again. But if you want to get really detailed, you get a really small brush and then draw every little line, which would probably take a whole day. I think so. For my base, which this makes it a lot.
All right. So I'm gonna, I think, stop with mine because I think I'm just starting to get,
Same. Like
I've got enough going on here. So we've got that, and it kind of creates a cool texture. Looks like I went off the rails. So you know what I do need to work on a little bit, I think, is my edges. I'm not super happy with the way my edges are. So I think I'm going to turn my rock and start kind of
like making a top,
dabbing to the side like that with the toothbrush, just to get, and even if there's not much paint on the brush.
I might not be able to get a tree topper because of the way mine's looking. It went all the way to the top.
And just fixing my edges a bit here like this. And kind of blending them into the rest of the tree. That kind of looks a little better maybe. Let's see how Sammy's doing. Sammy is blending away.
So I'm going downwards like a triangle shape. And then you see that little triangle part again. Cover that back up. So what that, I'm not sure if I'm gonna have room for a tree topper because mine's going all the way up to here. So I'm not sure. I'm just gonna let mine dry because I put too much paint on.
So he's having fun. That's good. This could be a fun, messy craft with the family. And what he's working on, I have a craft mat down, but what he's working on is actually the Chucks pads that you see me work on in most of my tutorials. They are meant for, they're used in healthcare settings a lot. So like put under a patient if there's a risk of them having an accident in the hospital bed. So they're plastic on the bottom. They have like a cotton top, but then they're plastic on the bottom. So any kind of wet messes, it protects whatever surface is under your painting. So it's very handy with kids, also handy in the potty training years if you need them, but that's what he's working on. So that's one way to kind of prevent the messes. If you're worried about, you know, a nice kitchen table or something, or dining room table getting hurt by art.
I figured out a new technique just now.
Hi, Terry. Good to see you. Okay, Sammy's going to tell us about a new technique he's doing.
I'm doing like triangles to make that shape of a tree. So like I'm doing one stroke here, one stroke here, one stroke here, one stroke here, and then just keep going up and 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 up. And I'll get a little light green, and then I'll splatter some to get that like look. I'm just doing a few more layers so like it looks like more like a tree. So see what I mean though? Like it's starting to get like a more of like a greenish, darkish, greenish like color. You blend these two together. Whenever I blend that one and that one, it makes this color that looks really pretty, and I really like it. Wait for the ornaments.
Okay, so I am going to stop because I could see myself. This is one of those cases where I could see myself going and going and going and then
Puddling.
just going too far. So I'm going to stop because I think I've got some nice texture in my tree and it's kind of drying. I set this somewhere that it doesn't paint my desk, but it's got some color. It's drying. I still haven't quite figured out my lighting situation over here because Sammy's is better lit. So I think maybe next time I need to use that lamp that I gave him.
Hey, no, that's not fair.
But this has got some good texture to it. It's a nice big fat tree. It's definitely nice and wide. And let's take a look at Sammy's and see how his is.
Green, darkish greenish yellow on there, like a lightish green mixed with like this green, and it looks actually pretty cool. But I don't. Yeah, now that I think about it, I don't think I can make a tree topper unless I do it like right here, like on the tree. Over back to Mama.
Okay. Let's see here. Whoops. All right. I think what we're going to do, Sammy's, I can see the wet sheen on his. So his is kind of still drying. Mine is almost completely dry. And because we're going to use a dotting tool, I think it's okay that it's still wet. So at this point, now what we're going to do is start adding some of the ornaments. So Sammy picked the colors. We have blue, red, yellow, and gold, which the gold could make kind of a cool garland. Now that's giving me ideas. I'm gonna be crazy.
So
Let's see here. I'm gonna be a little crazy and I'm gonna wipe off my toothbrush as much as I can with the paper towel that I brought over here. So just kind of almost like drying it really like this to get the paint off as much as I can. And then this might totally goof it all up, but we're gonna give it a try anyways. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm gonna dip into, let's see, let me add Sammy back on here so we can watch him. I'm gonna dip into my gold with just the tip of the toothbrush like this. And then I'm gonna try and make a garland. Oh, this is gonna be hard. This gold is not
really good.
But I'm just gonna kind of tap. And I'm going to go in kind of swipey. Let me put you in here real quick. I'm going to go in swipey kind of, what are those called? Like,
rope.
I'm drawing a blank on what we would call the shape, but think of how a garland is on a tree, and it is kind of a, I can't think of the word. It's Sunday morning and I never have my coffee before I see you guys. So I'm actually, before I fill it in, I'm going to give myself the guide of where my garland is going to go. So just so I know where this is going to fall like this. So I'm just using the tip of the toothbrush as kind of a guide. And then I'm going to come back and fill it in. And then let's see what Sammy's doing over here. Sammy's got gold going on there too.
So what I'm doing basically
is like a rope and stuff. So like it's supposed to be like ropes, like a U on all of them, and then when I do the ornament, I'm gonna put um 2 ornaments, and then just go one more and one more and one more in a pattern, so it looks cool. But I'm gonna use yellow, red, and blue for my ornaments, just like Mama.
Okay, so I'm just plugging along with my gold garland here. This is a good idea that he added gold to the palette. Because I was thinking, oh, that's going to look kind of interesting with just normal flat colors and then a pretty shiny one. But this, I think I might like this better than the texture of the tree. Because it looks like the gold garlands, and you know how all those little pieces end up all over your house. You have to clean them up afterwards. But that's what we've got going on. We've got a gold garland for our tree.
Hey. Ooh, should
turn off the lights we just got.
And then, let's see, I'm going to keep swiping on my garland here. Make sure it's kind of filled in all the places. Has good texture. It's thick enough. Oh, I really like how this turned out. So let me zoom in on me real quick here so you could see how that texture is kind of playing out. It's not perfect, so this is definitely an embrace the imperfection design, but it's kind of perfect when you think about the textures that go on a Christmas tree and the garland and the colors, and this gives it a nice pop of shimmer and sparkle, which we know we love shimmer and sparkle on this channel, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. I'll turn it this way just to get to this end part.
I might use the
Let me add Sammy back in. Let's see what he's doing. He's got some gold on there.
I'm gonna use the dotting tool and do a little
bit strokes to make it look more real. Do you get what I mean now?
So Sammy said that he's going to use the dotting tool to help with his garland too, to make it a little more smooth and filled in, like so it's completely covered. So that's a good idea too.
But I get what you're doing. You're making like a sharp fin, like a sharky fin.
Okay, so I don't necessarily have to wait for this gold to dry to add ornaments because we're not going to put ornaments on the gold. The ornaments are going to go everywhere else around it. So I'm going to wipe this off a little bit. I don't know why I care about wiping this off because I think that's the end of the toothbrush. I will save these toothbrushes because I do like making snow or stars using the same exact technique. Oh my gosh, yes, there you go. Zigzag. That's what we did. We zigzagged the garland. Why could I not think of a word? That's funny. But I like doing the same technique that Sammy was doing where he was scraping his thumb over it to create his tree. If you do that with white paint over like a night sky, it looks like the galaxy, or over like a black background, it looks like snow. So I will save these. I see one more spot of gold that I want.
It's for further videos.
See, I just can't. Some of this gold looks disconnected, so I'm going to make sure it's connected to my garland. And then I am going to get my dotting tool, my trusty, dirty dotting tool. This is a badge of honor. I think I talked about this last time. I don't even bother cleaning them anymore because I think this is like a badge of honor that they are used and loved. And that's where we are. So I'm going to start with red. I am going to use the fat end of my dotting tool because I have kind of a large tree. And I'm just going to put dots, wherever
you want that
I
color?
want to put my ornaments. So I might have them kind of randomly all over the place.
We can make colors.
Or these could be lights too. It could be, I mean, I guess with the size of them, they could be lights, right? So either way, whatever it is, it's making a bright and colorful tree. And I think when I write on the back of this one, I think I'm going to write, this tree was painted with a toothbrush. Because that'd be kind of cool. Like if you found a random rock out in the wild, wouldn't that be kind of cool to be like, it was painted with a toothbrush? What? Okay, I'm wiping off my dotting tool. I can come back in and do, I'm going to do blue next. Just add some ornaments or lights or whatever you want to call them all over the design, trying to keep them roughly the same size. And then if you wanted to, you could go back in and add glitter paint to these later if you wanted them to sparkle more. If you wanted to make this design entirely with household items instead of a dotting tool, you could use a Q-tip. So if we wanted to be super challenging, we could do that. But since we have all the tools around, I figured we'd use them. Okay. I'll wipe off the dotting tool again.
This is not looking that bad.
Hi, Paul. Let's check out Sammy's.
Do some red. And I have them on both sides, so I'm going to flip and flip and flip. So what I'm doing is I'm flipping on all of them, so it looks like different sized ornaments, because there is so many different sized ornaments. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so what I'm doing is like a boom, boom. I'm doing both sides, but it takes longer, so I'm just going to do one. So it goes faster. Ooh, this side over here is filled with this. Or something else you can do is just go like boom, 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 boom.
Sammy's going crazy. He said he's going over boom, boom, boom with his ornaments.
I switched all the colors together.
And I'm over here trying to figure out if my colors are evenly distributed and not following my own embrace the imperfection advice. Because that's what we do sometimes, because we're human.
I think I'm going to be done really soon.
Okay, Sammy says he thinks he's going to be done pretty soon.
I'm gonna do a mixture of blue and red. Ooh, that's a good idea. I just thought of a great idea. So you can like get the toothbrush, wipe it off, and then you get the colors you want, and then do the splattering technique. Is it smart?
Sammy's doing all kinds of crazy stuff over there. Man, look at that tree. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I think I am very near
The end.
done with mine. Sammy's splattering his hands. Man, show us your hands. Let's see those hands. Oh my gosh, look at those hands. That's how we know we're having fun. Oops. I'm just going to fill in my dots here a little bit to make sure everybody's got coverage, because this yellow The blue and I think the red are multi-surface paints, so they tend to be a little
Harder.
thicker and shinier. I'm just making sure this yellow, look at, I have dirty hands too, yay.
Which is maybe
Okay, let's
12
see.
minutes of washing our hands. 12 minutes.
All right, so here's mine. Painted with a toothbrush and a dotting tool. How cool is that? Let's see, Sammy.
This is mine. Toothbrush, dotting tool, wreath, garland, toothbrush, and dotting tool. That's a garland, and then dotting tool and toothbrush for the ornament.
So Sammy used all kinds of fun techniques for his. You guys are troopers because you hung out with us for 45 minutes and we tried not one but two crazy new things this morning because we tried a new painting technique and used a toothbrush, which was super fun. And we did a double live stream and had Sammy on his own camera, which was, I think we have some wrinkles to iron out with the technical stuff on that, but it was fun. It was so much fun.
I'm going to try and do it more often.
So we'll have to try and do this more often and see if maybe we can do a quarterly live stream paint-a-thon.
Yeah.
Fun. So I'm going to wish you all a happy Sunday. Tammy, thanks again for joining the membership. That's super exciting. We're going to have some fun in there. And I'm hoping to finish up another video and maybe have it out this afternoon. Or afternoon for me, it might be night for some of you, but I am working on another one that's some fun Christmas tree designs too. So I guess it sticks with the theme that we've got going on here. So in any case, I hope you guys have an awesome Sunday. Thanks for hanging out with us and painting. Sammy, you want to say bye?
Yeah, you maybe might hearing my voice in videos again too, which will be nice. Well, bye. It was great for my first time on live, which was really fun. I've never done this before. I've always wanted to, but it was fun.
All right, you guys, have a good Sunday, and we will talk to you soon. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.